Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time reviewing on issue 24 of the Image Comics of Transformers. Now, we are now up to issue 24, which of course was the last issue done by Daniel Warren Johnson, which is of course going to be moved to the guy who had done the Invincible series. And I have to admit, Daniel Warren Johnson's run on Transformers has been a roller coaster of ideas that were amazing, some that actually worked, and obviously trying to do what I think Michael Bay wanted to do for the Transformers movies, but doing it with a mix of Prime but being realistic with the whole G1 setting. And of course, the cover mainly has Optimus beaten to a pulp, Megatron looking menacing. So let's get on with the story. It starts off literally after the last issue, Optimus and Megatron crashing it out like two gigantic metal titans, each aiming punches, kicks, slaps, and so forth. And of course, Optimus turns into his truck mode and aims Megatron right into a building, and Optimus saying, "You think I am weak? But just because I care for this innocence doesn't mean I can't beat you into submission." And of course, Megatron gets badly beaten, sees the humans, and of course, this is Megatron knowing to use this to his advantage. And the first rule of warfare, use your enemy's weaknesses against them. And of course, Megatron makes it clear just how frail these humans are, and of course, uses it to play on Optimus's emotions. Megatron knows Optimus is obviously weak and cares too much for human life, and says, "Do you still want to fight me? You might hurt one of them, or all of them." "No, we must." So of course, ends up hitting Optimus right into his chest, and him saying, "All the humans." And of course, Megatron using it once again to his advantage, and he even has Starscream come with him, saying, "My Lord Megatron, we are victorious." "Not yet. An example must be made." "Shall I?" "No." And of course, wants this moment to be perfect, and has it to teach Optimus another lesson, to drop him right into a metal spike like a butcher bird with its prey. And we see right away Megatron making it clear that Optimus needs his final lesson, and Soundwave giving the report that the Decepticons were victorious despite some heavy losses. And we see that the Autobots have been beaten to a pulp. RC and Ultraman is still functioning. Carly and Spike still trying to save them until Starscream picks them up from the sky. And Megatron making it clear to Optimus he has two choices. One, save Beachcomber or Spike and Carly. And this is like a dictator using the two loved ones on their foes' sort of moral code. And even turns into his gun mode saying, "You will force me to kill them both. So Optimus, you have a decision to make. Choose." "Pram, let it be me." I cannot. I will not." "Very well, Starscream. Begin with the humans." "Gladly, my leader." "Gladly?" So of course we see one of the Guardian robots, Omega Supreme, passing by, and of course with the half of Cybertron that crashed into the ocean, the Guardian robots are slowly coming, and it gives you this sense that something is going to happen throughout the next run of the series. Starscream remembering not only the Guardian robots, but his time back when he was still good, and said, "Do it! Kill them!" And of course, just as basically Megatron making it clear to obey him, Starscream's eyes turn blue for the first time in a millennium, and him saying, "My name is Archita." And now, we never know exactly what happens here, but it's heavily implied that Starscream basically committed suicide, and obviously Megatron not only furious at basically losing Starscream, but his one way of keeping him in control, saying, You were always a pathetic vessel, Starscream. I never should have chosen you. Spike, wake up! Well then, I shall do this myself. So just then, Shredhead shows up and obviously introduces theirself to Carly. Soundwave tries to stop them, but Shredhead making quick work of Soundwave, taking him out. And Shredhead introducing theirself to Optimus Prime, saying, sent by an old friend. But we kind of see how obviously Megatron making it clear to Optimus to stop, and Optimus saying, you, who are without mercy, now plead for it, and rips the metal pipe off his chest, and says, I thought you were made of sterner stuff. And of course, Megatron falling down to his almost death, until being rescued by Devastator and Bruticus, and saying, Decepticons, retreat! And of course, Bruticus having Starscream still barely alive. And we see how Optimus has a memory of Sparkplug waiting in the hospital with his newborn son, Spike. And of course, we see how Optimus comes to, happy that Spike's alive, and that everyone's now finally defeated the Decepticons, and that obviously now that they've retreated, they can still recuperate and make do with after everything. And we see how Carly realizes that the Matrix has been killed, and killed from the sort of dark corruption from not only Megatron's arm, but the things that have happened with it. And saying, but the light, it's so small. Small, yes, but still mighty. And obviously ending this run of obviously Daniel Warren Johnson series. So I think issue 24 isn't the best one, but it's obviously trying to give a conclusion not only for Daniel Warren Johnson's run, but showing that his run of Transformers has come to an end, and now a new writer will take over, taking on the torch. And it's obviously been a blast seeing his run with good ideas, trying to be what the Michael Bay series wanted to be, and showing how obviously he would have seen the series if it was done with the right hands. And I think obviously issue 24 isn't the best issue, but it does give a satisfying conclusion not only to Optimus's arc, but also the other characters throughout from issue 1 to 24. So it definitely deserves thumbs in the middle. It's okay, not the best, but definitely a good 24 issue. And I do admit Daniel Warren Johnson's run has been a roller coaster of funs, chills, and still trying to be what the Michael Bay films try to be. Not going with an artifact, trying to be not too overboard with the deaths, and characters that we get to see in the series will come and go, but we get more time to see what they're supposed to be. So I think his run definitely deserves a thumbs up and a second thumbs up. It was definitely an enjoyable run and doing something a lot different from the IDW comics. So, Comic Book Reviewer here, signing out.